Danger is not the lava, it's the gas trapped inside it. This is the inside of a raindrop, and it's nothing like you imagine. Every drop begins around a single speck of dust, drifting miles above your head. Water wraps around it, and millions of tiny droplets collide and merge into one.
But here's what nobody tells you. A falling raindrop is not a teardrop. It flattens as it falls into the shape of a tiny hamburger bun.
The bigger it grows, the more it wobbles, until it tears itself apart. That's just one drop, Troy. Wait till you see inside a snowflake.
What a candle flame actually looks like up close.
From far away, it looks like one simple shape. But inside, it's a moving world of heat, gas, and light.
The center is actually cooler and darker. Around it, fuel vapor rises. The hottest reactions happen where the gas meets oxygen. The flame stretches upward because hot air rises. That rising air pulls fresh oxygen in from below, keeping the flame alive.
So a candle flame isn't just fire. It's a tiny rising storm tube, made of heat, oxygen, and light.
You're inside a beehive the moment it decides to swarm. At first, it's just a hum. Then the whole hive changes mood. This isn't chaos. It's a decision. Thousands of bees preparing to move as one. And then it happens. The colony breaks pouring outward in a single living wave. A swarm isn't just bees leaving home. It's a living storm tottered, built from instinct, signal, and perfect timing.
A soap bubble has no color of its own tying. So where do these come from?
A bubble's skin is unbelievably thin, thousands of times thinner than a human hair.
When light hits it, some bounces off the outer surface, and some off the inner one. Those two reflections crash into each other's hands. Some colors cancel out, others explode. That collision is the color you see. The colors keep moving because the skin keeps thinning until it's too thin to hold and it's gone. A whole city beneath your feet you've never seen. Inside, every tunnel is a road. Every ant is moving for a reason. Some chambers aren't for traffic at all. They're nurseries, Tate, where the next generation is kept alive. Workers build, carry, dig, repair, feed, and clean. The city never stops. So an ant colony isn't just a nest. It's a city with roads, nurseries, workers, and constant order, hidden right under your feet.
The last calm second inside a volcano before it erupts.
Down here, the danger is not the lava. It's the gas trapped inside it. As gas expands, it pushes the magma upward. The rock above starts to crack, and the chamber begins to fail.
Then the seal breaks. The pressure escapes upward, and the volcano becomes a cannon. From the outside, it looks like an explosion. From inside, it's a mountain exhaling pressure.
This seed has been asleep for years. Watch the exact second it wakes up. It begins with water. The seed drinks, swells, and its shell stretches tight.
Then, the shell cracks open.
But here's the strange part. The first thing out isn't a leaf. It's a root. And it always knows which way is down. Only then does the shoot climb toward the light and unfold its first leaves. From a single speck.
This took the spider less than an hour, and it's far more clever than it looks. It starts by releasing a single thread into the wind and waits for it to catch on the other side. That first line is a bridge. From that bridge, it builds a Y, then lays the spokes, like the frame of a wheel. But here's the trick. It spins two kinds of silk. The spokes are dry, so the spider can walk on them. Only the spiral is sticky. That's why it never gets caught in its own web. Then it sits at the center and feels every vibration through the threads a trap and an alarm in one. Wait till you see inside a lightning bolt. A lightning strike is over in a flash. But slow it down. E1 times and something incredible appears. It doesn't start as a flash. First, an invisible channel creeps down from the cloud in tiny steps, feeling for a path. Then the ground answers, sending its own spark upward to meet it. The instant they touch, a massive surge explodes back up the channel. The flash you see isn't going down, it's racing up dot. And for that instant, the air is 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. That sudden heat slams the air apart, and the boom you hear is the sky itself snapping back together. All of it in a fraction of a second. A storm cloud isn't just water. Inside, it's building one of nature's biggest batteries.
It starts with a violent updraft, warm air rushing upward, dragging water so high it freezes into ice.
Up there, tiny ice crystals and heavy hailstones crash into each other millions of times, and every collision strips away a tiny charge. First, the lighter, positive bits get carried upward, while the heavier, negative ones sink to the bottom. Now the whole cloud is split into 2 ends creepies, like a giant battery. When the air can't hold them apart any longer, it snaps. And that's the moment lightning is born.
Right now, all over your body, this is happening millions of times a second, one cell becoming 2. First, it copies its entire instruction manual, all of its DNA, and packs each copy into neat little bundles. Then the bundles line up right down the middle while tiny fibers reach out and grab each one from opposite ends. Before the split, the cell checks everything. Every bundle has to be attached exactly right. Then comes the tug of war. The fibers pull each bundle exactly in half, dragging one complete copy to each side. Finally, the cell pinches in the middle and splits. 2 perfect copies where there was one. From a single cell doing this over and over, an entire living thing is built. No 2 snowflakes are exactly alike. Here's the moment one is born, and why it always has 6 sides. It begins around a speck of dust, where water vapor freezes straight into ice, and ice always locks together in a 6-sided shape. From its 6 corners, 6 arms grow outward, each one collecting more vapor as it falls. But here's the secret. As it falls, it drifts through air that keeps changing, colder, wetter, drier, warmer. Every change reshapes the arms. And because all 6 arms feel the exact same journey, they grow alike. But no other snowflake takes that same path. So every snowflake is a tiny record of its own fall through the sky. A journey that's never happened before and never will again. Wait till you see what's hiding inside a single flame. This is the deepest place on Earth, so deep that Mount Everest would vanish inside it with a mile to spare. Sunlight only reaches the top layer. Go deeper, and the last of it dies. Below that, it is permanently, completely dark and brutally cold. Down here, the weight of all that water is crushing, over 1,000 times the pressure at the surface. It would flatten you instantly. And yet, here's the impossible part. Things are alive down here. Creatures with no eyes, or bodies that make their own light. With no sun, they don't live on sunlight at all. They feed on chemicals leaking from the seafloor itself. More people have walked on the moon than have reached the bottom of this trench. Most of it has never been seen by anyone. At the center of a hurricane is something almost impossible: calm. To reach it, you pass through the eye wall, the most violent part of the storm. Then suddenly, the wind drops. The sky opens. You are inside the eye. The eye is calm because air in the center is sinking. But around that calm is the eye wall, a ring of rising air, rain, and the storm's strongest winds. But the calm does not last. When the eye passes, the other side of the storm arrives, and the winds come back.